Morning punters, wagering angles video for Saturday, January 10. This video is made to complement my full set. Anyone interested in subscribing can do that at darrenpotterraceassessments.com.au. Okay, before I get stuck into the Flemington card, just the one what caught my eye for this week. December 28 at Seymour. Race 1 was won by Redwood Lane there on debut. He's a 3-year-old from the Freedman stable. He beat Gold Chariot comfortably and they put a hole in the rest, and that looks like strong form to me, and both Gold Chariot and Redwood Lane should be able to progress to city grade, I would think. Okay, over to this Flemington card. It's a mixture of sort of moderate midweek standard races and some stronger races, and I'll just discuss some of the stronger races on this video. Race 3 is the 3-year-old fillies on the straight course over 1100 metres. There's a couple of well-performed resumers here in Escher and Military Tycoon that are conceding weight to a few progressive types that get in on the minimum. So Escher posted dominant wins in the first 2 runs before being thrown in the deep end in a Group 1 in the first prep. Now that can be problematic, and there is a segment of the market that wants to take her on here resuming. I can understand why. I'm prepared to give her the benefit of the doubt. She's trialled well. This race sets up well with her drawn outside breakfast in the wide lanes, and she gets every opportunity to get back to her performance levels of her first 2 runs. But she has got questions to answer after being thrown in the deep end in a first prep. So I can understand that Ladbrokes wanting to take her on. She pushed right out to 480. They've trimmed her back into 440, but she could go either way. So it'll be very interesting to see how the market treats her as we get closer to jump time and when they come into the mounting yard and so forth. The other interesting resumer here is Military Tycoon, who's resuming off a Golden Slipper preparation. She won first up at Flemington last prep. She's got strong credentials and she's a good winning chance. And the RW group have targeted her in early betting. As I said, there are some up and comers here in Conscience, Jenny the Ninja, maybe She's My Ex, and Ross and Gila down the bottom there. So it really is an interesting betting race. Okay, over to race 6. It's another straight course race over 1,000 metres this time. Older sprinters and just the 1 3-year-old in express class. So this is a really interesting betting race with the speed map angles pushing strongly to Cavalry Girl off a straight win, and Cherguy coming back to 1,000 metres with Jamie Mellon riding. As I said, there's a strong speed map angle for those two, and I can understand the support for them. On the other side of the coin, Gallant Son has a significant class edge on this field. Like, he's just performed at a level well and truly in advance of those other runners who are sort of midweek standard horses at this stage. And if he produced anything close to his best, I think he's a clear top pick. So I'm prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's performed well in 2 straight track runs in his previous campaigns, and he's trialled well. So another very interesting straight race, and be interesting to see how the betting unfolds with those 2 different angles available to the market. Just quickly touching on race 7, Noble As is a dominant favourite here. You know, she's sort of overcome feet issues throughout her career, running well at all 6 runs to date. She ran well first up, but the Equicast appears in the gear changes again here. And just under the circumstances, I was looking for an alternative to her. And I landed on England, who I think is capable of getting back to his levels from earlier in his career when he was with the Price Kent stable. He's now with Graham Begg. And I thought it was a good tough win at Caulfield, and he maps well in this race. And there looks to be some betting value in him. Wynnum Place at 9.50 to me. Over to race 8. This is the better class sprinters at 1,200 metres. It's a interesting race. There are angles for the market to work with here, but Hedged finally put a complete race together for the Bedgegood stables. He's joined this prep. That was a really impressive win at Sandown. It probably goes better on the straight course, and I really like the way this speed map sets up for him, with Limbs Kosciuszko drawn one side of him and Major Share the other. They're the speed runners in the race, and he can track them and use his turn of foot. And I think he's going to run a strong favourite. Now, the alternatives for the market to look at are primarily Aviatrix and Mahaba. Aviatrix, I'm not really convinced about her on the straight track, but she is quite reliable. Mahaba's a good horse. He tends to improve with a run under his belt, but he does have straight track credentials, so he's interesting. And there are a few other fringe dwellers there the market could have a look at. So it's a good race, but I think Hedge will run a strong favourite in the final wash-up. Now over to race 10. I'm quite keen on this race. Legacy Bay has really strong credentials here. She's firmed on race morning, which doesn't surprise me at all. She's got a career best rating at the track and distance, chasing Duchess Zoo, which looks really strong form for this race, and she maps to get every opportunity coming off a good fitness platform at Sandown. So a lot of ticks for her, and I think she's a strong winning chance. Looking for alternatives, the market's sort of settled on Hot Diggity Boom, which I can understand. He sort of got middling form, but has shown potential and has the scope to improve second up. So I was willing to keep him on my side in this race. And once we get past those two, it looks like, midweek level standard horses. So I think those two are going to be where the action is. And I'm not surprised to see Legacy Bay firming. And I think she's got the potential to shorten even further. So interesting card. I've looked for horses that are in form, that have got the credentials to be strong winning chances in Saturday races, and let's hope that approach bears some fruit. Cheers, punters.